when we are declarer, we see dummy and we're supposed to make a plan, and it can be quite tricky. We just can get into a bit of a mess because we've got all these ideas floating around in our head what we're supposed to do. Can be quite I would even say a bit of a stressful time in a way when we're not sure about what we're supposed to be doing. So what I'd like to talk about tonight is something we do chat about from time to time, and that is finding a couple of simple ideas that you can always use whenever you are declarer. And again, the same thing applies if you're defending, but we'll focus on declarer tonight. So as declarer, a couple of things that you can always do every single time and get into a bit of a routine, and I think that helps. So this morning, I got up, I put a t-shirt on, I had breakfast, and I went for coffee. And I didn't really have to think about that. That set me up for the day. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to put on a t-shirt. It's not tricky. I'm going to have breakfast and I'm going to go for coffee. And I'm going to do the same thing every day. And I don't have to, I don't spend a lot of time looking at my wardrobe or anything. And breakfast, I know what I'm going to have, and I have 2 long black coffees. When we're declarer, if we can get some simple ideas like that are just a habit, I think it puts us in a good position to help make a plan. So we've got a couple of hands like that to look at tonight. Now, first, take a look at this hand, and this time we're actually going to be defending, but I'm going to, let's open 3 hearts. Got a 7-card heart suit. Nobody's vulnerable. Seems about right for 3 hearts. Double from West, which is a takeout double, asking East to bid, and East has jumped to 4 spades, so East will have a reasonable hand. Some spades, and it's going to go pass, pass, pass. What would you lead against 4 spades with this hand? What's your lead? So, well, I reckon there's a couple of reasonable choices there. I think I know what I'd go for. What do you guys reckon? Could lead Queen of Hearts, top of a sequence. Jerry's going for the 4 of diamonds, singleton diamond. Club doesn't seem right. Spade doesn't seem right. So, yeah, seems like either the Queen of Hearts or the 4 of diamonds. Anyone else? Don't be shy. Emily's going to lead the 4 of diamonds as well. All right. So I think, yep, 4 of diamonds is a quite a reasonable lead. You're hoping that partner can either win this trick or win a trick quickly and play a diamond back and give you a diamond rough. A Biscotti is going Queen of Hearts or 4 of diamonds. They seem like the obvious choices. But certainly 4 of diamonds is something that you would definitely consider here. You would certainly at least consider leading a singleton diamond, having preempted 4 hearts, given that your hearts aren't great. I mean, if you had the ace and king of hearts, you might lead a top heart. But okay, so with that in mind, now we're going to look at this from we're going to look at something similar from declarer's point of view. So West has opened 3 hearts, double from North, pass. And first of all, what would you bid with the South hand? It's all very well being declarer, but we've got to get to some contract first. So what do you think you should bid? West has made a preempt, so a long heart suit, less than an opening hand. North has doubled for takeout. I don't think pass is a very good idea, given that West has got all those hearts. You could bid 3 no trumps, you could bid 3 spades, you could bid 4 spades. What do you think? Hey, but Scotty's going for the spades. 3 spades, yep. Anyone else? Don't be shy, everyone. Chat away. It's all good here. Jerry's going 4 spades. So it looks like we're certainly bidding spades. We've just got to decide whether to bid 3 or 4. All right, let me ask you this question then. If you bid 3 spades, how many points would your partner expect you to have if you bid 3 spades? It's a bit of a kind of a tricky one. You've got to be careful about this one. So again, my question is, if you bid 3 spades, what's the minimum number of points that you would have? Sorry, what did I say? West bid 3 hearts, North doubles. Yep. If you bid 3 spades, what would the minimum number of points you would have to bid 3 spades? Okay. So let me. It's not easy, is it? Got to think about this one. Okay, Jerry's going for 0. Jerry's saying 0. Now, Jerry, not Jerry. Why would Jerry say 0 points? Why would I bid 3 spades with 0 points? And the alternative is to pass. I mean, I could pass with 0 points, but North has made a takeout double asking me to bid. And if I pass with my 0 points, then the final contract is going to be 3 hearts doubled, which is not going to be very good for us. So in fact, yes, Jerry is spot on. I would bid 3 spades here, even if I had 0 points, because partner has asked me to bid something. I cannot pass that 3 heart bid. 3 hearts double, pass would be a disaster. So I have to bid something even with 0. All right, so given that 0 is my minimum and I have 11, I've got 11 more points than partner would expect me to have if I bid 3 spades. All right, so imagine I do bid 3 spades here. Partner might think I've got 0 points. I've got 11. Plus I've got a 5-card spade suit. So this is certainly good enough to bid 4 spades. We don't want to be bidding 3 spades, just hoping that partner bids again. Just make it easy and just bid 4 because you've got a terrific hand. Okay, and the lead is the Queen of Hearts. Now, it seems this comes in 2 parts. So the first thing is that when someone makes a preempt, they often have a singleton or a shortage outside that preempt suit. So West has a 6 or 7 card heart suit and will often have a singleton. Now, if we had to guess which singleton that is, let's figure out which one we think it is. So why, if West had a singleton diamond, why didn't West lead a diamond? Okay, no, let me rephrase the question. Why did West not lead a diamond on this hand? Why did West not lead a diamond? It's kind of I guess we call this a negative inference. The fact that West didn't do something gives us information in just the same way that when West does do something. So, for example, when West leads the Queen of Hearts, we know that West also has the Jack of Hearts, top of a sequence. That would be a positive inference. Okay, West leads the Queen, we know he's got the Jack. But the fact that West did not lead a diamond tells us that West probably does not have a singleton diamond. Whoa, interesting. Okay, why didn't West lead a club? Why did West not lead a club? Well, if West had a singleton club, or it could be 0 diamonds, Scotty's saying that's true. Yes, that's true. But it won't be 1 diamond. West will not have a singleton diamond because he probably would have led it, given that his hearts aren't so good. Why did West not lead a club? West probably doesn't have the ace of clubs. It would be unusual for West to make a preempt with an ace outside. It's possible. But the most likely thing is that West does not have a singleton diamond, or he would have led one. Why did West not lead a club? Well, he might have honor X, he might have 2 small, but he probably will not have a singleton. Okay. West probably does not have a singleton club and does not have a singleton diamond. Therefore, West is likely to have a singleton spade. Okay, which seems, okay, so that's pretty cool. We can decide how we're going to play about this hand. We can decide how we're going to play this hand. My point I want to get to tonight is that whenever we see the lead, it's not so much that we've done no planning on the hand so far, but we just looked at the lead and figured out what we can tell from the lead. That's step 1. Second thing is what we can figure out from the auction. So let's think. So West has got a 7-card heart suit. So East has probably got 2 hearts. And West doesn't have a singleton club or a singleton diamond, probably, or he would have led one. So if West does have a singleton, then it's going to be a singleton spade. So West is quite likely to be something like 1 spade, 7 hearts, 3 diamonds and 2 clubs, or 2 diamonds and 3 clubs. That's a lot of information we can get just by looking at the lead and the auction. So I encourage you to, when you see that first lead, don't even make a plan. That idea, planning comes later. The first thing is to gather the information you can from the lead. Now, interestingly, for me, I always tried to think about the auction first and then the lead, because that seemed like a logical order to think about things. But it just doesn't work for me. I always find it's best to look at the lead first, then backtrack to the auction, if that makes sense. So the lead, Queen Jack of Hearts, 7-card heart suit, because of the auction. So I'm going to, I reckon I can win the King of Hearts here, play 1 round of spades, just in case West has the singleton, Queen doesn't, cross to the Ace of Diamonds, and I'm going to finesse the spade, because I think West is short in spades, and he is. I also set the hand up. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I did set the hand up, but I think the logic is, I think that's the right logic, always on the hand. Okay, good. Let's have another go, and I'm going to play another hand, and we'll try the same idea. So we're going to be declarer. I'm not going to show you the hand yet. We're going to be declarer. My approach, you might change things around a bit, but for me, it's always the same thing. Every single time I'm declarer, I look at the lead, I work out what the lead means, and also the negative inferences. If West led something, why didn't West lead something else? So spend a moment thinking about the lead, backtrack and think of the auction, put those two things together, then go for it. Make your plan or do whatever you want to do. Okay, let's try this next hand. What have we got here? 10, 15, 16 high card points. So the ACOL players, this is going to be easy for you. You're going to open one heart. For the standard players, those playing a strong no trump, a lot of you will open this one no trump. That would be the normal opening bid playing standard. And the reason is that if you open one heart, you have a very difficult rebid problem playing standard. So, standard players often open these 5-3-3-2 shapes, one no trump. So let's say we're playing ACOL tonight just to solve that problem. I'm going to open a heart. North bids 2 hearts, pass. Okay, what do you think about this one? Should we pass here? Are we high enough? North's got 6 to 9 points. Should we bid 4 hearts? Should we bid 3 hearts? What should we do? What do you think on this one? For me, it's close. Not an easy decision here. Tell me your thoughts. Okay, I'm going to keep talking, but I'm hoping you're going to share your thoughts on this. No right or wrong, as usual with this stuff. I'm thinking I've got 16 high card points. I like the fact that I've got a 5-card heart suit. I don't like the fact that it's 5-3-3-2 shape, so a 5-card suit, 3, and a 2. That's not so great. I don't love the ace, queen of diamonds on their own there. I don't like those at all. I'd rather have those honor cards in our long suits. When we have honors in our long suits, it helps us set up the little cards in that suit. But ace, queen of diamonds doesn't seem to be helping us much. Now, let's say we got just 1 point less. Just imagine we've got just one tinsy-bincy point less. Suppose I've got 15 points. Now, I know you might talk about losing trick count or something else. Let's just stick to high card points for this one. If I had 15 and partner's got 6 to 9, when I add those two up, 15 in my hand and 6 to 9 in partner's hand, that comes to somewhere between 21 and 24. Not enough for game. So if I had 15 points, I would definitely pass. Not enough for game, no point going any higher. 16, there's just a bit of a chance. Jerry's going to pass. I think that's okay. Too many losers. Yep. Emily's going 3 hearts if North bids 4. Yeah, as an invitational bid. Yep, I think those things are all okay. One thing, and if this is new to you, if you look on the Playbridge Online YouTube channel, you'll see a video about this. And the topic is trial bids. So fine, there's a video there somewhere about trial bids. Check that out. But basically, let's imagine that North has got a jack somewhere. what jack would we really love North to have here on this hand? I mean, it can't be the Jack of Hearts. How useful would the Jack of Diamonds be in the North hand? How useful would the Jack of Clubs be in the North hand? How useful would the Jack of Spades be in the North hand? Jerry's going for the Jack of Diamonds. So the Jack of Clubs is going to be pretty useless, isn't it? We can agree on that, I hope. Well, he's going for the Jack of Spades. I like the Jack of Spades a lot. I love the Jack of Spades. With the Jack of Spades, we've got a guaranteed 2 spade tricks. All we've got to do is play the king, knocking out the ace, and we've got the jack. The Jack of Diamonds, how it might be helpful, not sure, but the Jack of Spades would be great. Jack of Diamonds, that'd be a nice second choice. Okay, that's fine. Jerry's saying can play it to force East King, then I have the Queen. Jack of Diamonds would be okay. My personal preference would be the Jack of Spades. Jack of Diamonds would be okay, but the Jack of Clubs would be basically useless. We do not want partner to have the Jack of Clubs. What about the Ace of Spades or the Ace of Clubs? Which of those cards would you rather have? We've got the Ace of Diamonds and we've got the Ace of Hearts. So I'm offering you can have the Ace of Spades or the Ace of Clubs. Which one do you want? Jerry's saying Ace of Spades, please. You've been well brought up, Jerry, which is lovely. And yes, I would also like the Ace of Spades, please. Well, I would like the Ace of Spades. Let me tell you why. Because the Ace of Spades gives us a guaranteed 3 spade tricks. Let's count out. Okay, let's think of it like this. If I give you the Ace of Spades, how many guaranteed tricks do we have in the spade suit and the club suit? So I know that's a bit of a mouthful, so let me say it again. If I give you the Ace of Spades, count our guaranteed spade tricks and club tricks. Forget about the hearts and diamonds. Does that make sense? If I give you the Ace of Spades, how many sure tricks have we got? Jerry's saying 3. Yep, it's 3, right? If North has the Ace of Spades, we've got Ace of Spades, King of Spades, Queen of Spades, 3 tricks. What if I give you the Ace of Clubs? How many guaranteed tricks do we have in clubs and spades? So just imagine that in your head. Imagine North's got basically nothing, but North does have the Ace of Clubs. How many club tricks and spade tricks are we going to make? This time we're going to make 1 club trick, but are we guaranteed to make 2 spade tricks? We're not. We're going to make 1 club trick, and sometimes we're going to make 2 spade tricks, but sometimes we're only going to make 1 spade trick. So the Ace of Spades basically guarantees that we're going to get 3 spade tricks. The Ace of Clubs means we're going to get 1 club trick and 1 or 2 spade tricks. So this is a very common idea that we want our honor cards working together. If we've got good spades, we want partner to have good spades. We don't want our honors working separately because it's too hard for them. So how can I find out whether North has got good spades or good clubs? Because I'd rather North had good spades. And the solution is to make a trial bid. 2 spades, hearts of trumps for sure. 2 spades says, do you have anything useful in spades? North says, yes, I do, because he's gone to game. If North had nothing useful in spades, he would have stopped in 3 hearts. Great. So we've got 3 spade tricks. And again, look at that queen of clubs, which North has counted 2 points for on the original bid. How good is that queen of clubs? How valuable is the queen of clubs? On this hand, how is the queen of clubs going to help us? Yeah, partner's got a 5-card heart suit, which is great for sure. Okay, the queen of clubs is just useless. It might as well be the nothing of clubs. It's a completely useless card. Nothing. You'd be no better off if that were the 6 of clubs. It wouldn't help you in any way whatsoever. The queen of clubs is useless. Why is it so useless? Because it's working on its own. It's going to make 0 tricks. What about the queen of diamonds? Well, West has led a diamond, okay, which is helpful. But the queen of diamonds was always a 50-50 shot. We always had a 50-50 chance of making the queen of diamonds as long as that diamond finesse worked. But the queen of clubs is useless. So, honors working together, good. Look how good the spades are. Honors working not together, bad. Queen of clubs is useless. Okay, let's, again, we're talking about this idea of declare a play, thinking about when you see dummy, what are we going to do? And I know teachers always say, not me, I'm not a teacher, we're just chatting here, but teachers, books, they're always saying the first thing to do when you see dummy is make a plan. Well, how the heck can you make a plan if you don't know what the other cards are? How do you know where to walk to if you can't see the map? You know, you've got to understand the terrain you're in before you decide where you're going to go. So, no, our first job is not to make a plan. Our first job is to think about what East and West have. And the way I do it is I think of the lead first, and then think of the auction, and then and only then make a plan. And the plans are so much easier that way. Right, so what do we know about the lead there? 7 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds. What could that be? What's that all about? So here's a question for you. Could that be a singleton diamond? Jerry's saying King Jack 10. Yeah, it could be. King Jack. What are we missing? If West has got the King of Diamonds, it could be King Jack 9-7, King Jack 8-7, King 9-8-7, something like that. Jack 9-8-7. Could be top of nothing. Yep. So we're not sure, but it's so good that you're thinking about it. This is awesome. So Jerry's thinking it might be King Jack 10. D Shields showing an honor. Yep, awesome, great. Jerry's saying it might be top of nothing, possibly. All those things might be true. We don't know, but it's so great that you have thought about it. Right. Tell me about the club suit. Tell me about the club suit. Because we can make inferences from what was led, but we can also make inferences from what was not led. And this is a very common one. This is one of my favorite things to be aware of. When you see the dummy, happens all the time. Jerry, you're a step ahead of me, my friend. Okay, so Jerry's saying East probably has the honours. Well, East probably has at least one of the club honours. Why? Why does Jerry think that East has at least one of the top honours in clubs? Jerry knows. Jerry's bowled himself over. He's lying back on the couch having a cup of tea to calm himself down. Okay, why do we think East has got at least one of the club honours? If you were West and you had some hand with the ace and king of clubs, what would you probably have led? There you go, James. Awesome. There you go. West does not have the ace king of clubs, because if West had the ace and king of clubs, he would have led one. So East, sitting over there, has got at least one of the top club honours. That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool, knowing that East has got one of the top club honours from the 7 of diamonds lead. Who would have thought that the diamond 7 lead tells us that East has got at least one of the top club honours? And we win the queen of diamonds. So it does look like West led small diamond from the king. In fact, West has probably started with king 987 of diamonds. Looks like West's 4th highest diamond. So West probably started with king 987. East has got at least one of the club honours. That's pretty cool. That also gives a basic point count in East. Yeah, it does. So now on this first trick, we know that East started with a jack of diamonds, at least one of the club honours. Pretty cool. Okay, how are we going to play the heart suit? And how are we going to play the heart suit? It is a suit combination for you to finish with. How are we going to play the heart suit? And I'll really take a moment on this one. If you're watching the replay, you can pause the replay for a second. Think about how you might play the heart suit. D Shields is going to get to north. Yep. Good. Keep talking, D Shields. I like the way you're thinking. All right. Think about the ways that the heart suit might be distributed. In fact, why don't we go and have a look at what have we got? Ace check 8-5-2. So we have a 10 card heart fit. Something like this, that'll do. And we're missing 3. So if West has 3 actually make these spades. If West has, hearts. If West has 3 hearts sitting behind us, there's absolutely nothing we can do. Can't be helped. Nothing we can do about it at all. If the hearts are 2 in one hand and 1 in the other hand, we can't possibly go wrong. We're always going to lose 1 heart. There's no way. It's just impossible. It doesn't matter how you arrange. If the suit breaks 2-1, doesn't matter how you arrange that heart suit, we're always going to lose 1 heart trick exactly. The only time that things could possibly go wrong for us is here if East has King, Queen, third, in which case we need to finesse. Emily's saying, want to play an ace first in case of a singleton. I like the way you're thinking, Emily. So that's you're well on the right track, but we need to think this through just a little bit further. So Emily's saying we should play the ace first in case there's a singleton. But if there is a singleton, we are always going to lose exactly 1 heart trick. It doesn't matter if we play the ace now or the ace on the second round. Doesn't matter if the cards are like this. Doesn't matter if the cards are like this. Doesn't matter if the cards are like this. It just doesn't matter what we do if the suit breaks 2-1. We could play small, we could play the ace. It doesn't matter what happens if West has got the king, queen, and another heart. We always have to lose 2 heart tricks. There's one case that does matter, and that's if East has got king, queen, third. So what we can do is play small. If East plays small, we play the jack, and we win. If it turns out that, let's say, West had the singleton king, and we play 3, 7, jack, which loses to the king, how do we feel about that? How do we feel about the fact that we lost to the singleton king? Good or bad? Actually, good, bad, or don't care? Jerry's no worries. Yeah, it is, no worries. Doesn't matter. We always, the queen drops on the second time. Queen drops second time round. Okay, back to the hand. D shields, we don't care. We're going to lose 1 anyway. Exactly. So back to the hand. We're always going to lose 1 heart anyway, so we could cross over to the ace of spades and finesse the hearts. Fine. We could actually, strangely on this hand, is that we could actually play a small heart from the south hand first. Because if the suit breaks 2-1, we're just going to lose 1 trick. If the suit breaks 3-0 with West, so if West has got all 3, doesn't matter, we're still always going to lose 2. And if we play small here, and East has got king, queen, third, we're going to be fine. Can anybody see a problem with playing a spade over to the ace? and finessing. No, I can't actually. There is no problem. I was thinking there was a problem. There's actually no problem. We can do this. Oh, East has played the... Okay, well, East played the queen, which she probably shouldn't have. So she's given the show away. Okay, I'm just quickly going to redeal that. So when I set the hand up, I was thinking that... Let me just show you again. I'll just put 4 hearts this time. So win the queen of diamonds. What I was thinking was it wouldn't actually hurt us to play a low heart. It wouldn't be a bad play. We know East has got 2 hearts left, so we can just... Oh no, that's right. King. Diamond. Cross to the ace of spades and finesse the heart. Okay, good. All right, so let's quickly recap the thought for the night, and that is, I know we've kind of fluttered around from topic to topic, a bit of bidding, bit of play and what have you, but really the point I'm hoping that you'll take away from this is that when you see the lead, it's no good just saying to yourself, I've got to remember the lead, I've got to remember the lead, I've got to remember the lead. It just doesn't work. When you see that lead, you've got to think about what that means about the lead. And you also need to think about what that means about what was not led. We've seen a couple of examples of those. It might seem a little bit overwhelming when I just introduce the topic like this, but once you get into the habit of doing that, you'll find the same things keep coming up all the time. And again, I find it's best to think about the lead, sort of backtrack to the auction, think about the auction, and then launch into our plan. And everybody, I just want you to give a big cyber hug to Jerry, because he was a little bit worried, but no, Jerry, you are not a failure, my friend. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining in. That was good. I think it's a really important topic, getting your head in the right frame of mind before you start. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and I might have a new toy to show you next week, which should be a bit of fun. See you all. Any comments, questions, be sure to write them or use the, what do you call it, the YouTube community section. Feel free to type away in there as well. See you all next time.